Hi, this is Jeff Lesher with Shift, and I am going to throw a bunch of stuff out there in rapid fire order and hopefully get you moving in a direction that's actually going to help your company be much more effective by being more effective internally, thinking about things very differently than you likely are. And it starts with and centers around this idea of disruption and being disruptive when it comes to the traditional ways that we think about performance, developing people, and recognizing and rewarding them. And the timing couldn't be better because right now, so many companies are planning their strategies for the next year, and they're also in the process of reviewing performance. And you're probably doing something that isn't going to get you the outcome that you really want to get. So we're going to help you push forward in that regard. And it starts with this idea that being disruptive, despite what we learned and were taught as kids, being disruptive when it comes to business is a good thing. So be disruptive. And we want to be disruptive in the markets that we're in because we want to distinguish ourselves and we want to have much greater leverage and impact as a result. But in order for that to be true, we need to disrupt the way in which we develop and unleash talent within our business. And even business leaders who are very committed to external disruption can be very reluctant to be disruptive internally, but they need to be. And here's why and how. So here's the why piece. To learn more about this, I commend you to an article written by Josh Bersin, published on Fortune.com. It's about the myth of the bell curve, this idea that most of us perform at or around the middle, and then a few at the very top and a few at the very bottom. And it's simply not true. And most of us know that anecdotally, but we haven't seen the research. And Bersin has brought together some research that shows exactly that there's a small group of what he calls hyper performers who contribute significantly more value than everybody else. Now, that doesn't mean that others aren't capable of producing at a high level. They're just not there yet. And that's part of what we need to drive. And we need to drive it by incentivizing that level of high performance by disproportionately rewarding the disproportionately high level of value that those people are creating. And also getting out of the business of being so tied into career paths, some sort of linear objective versus mobility, which is let's find the best role for as many people as we can, believing in growth mindset, giving them some freedom to experiment, to fail in order to succeed at a higher level, and then not in an equal way, but in a fair way, recognizing and rewarding what they do and encouraging those behaviors moving forward. In other words, latitude, discretion, some flexibility in terms of when and how they do certain things, and so on. So the top and bottom lines are these. In order to change the external nature of the business, kind of the top line grab that you may have, you need to fundamentally change, disrupt what you're doing internally. And that's especially true when it comes to your people, who you bring in, how you develop them, how you recognize and reward them, and then what you do when people are not at that level. Sometimes you need to help them exit, but a lot of times you just need to help them find a better role and be open to creating roles that drive the business, again, by allowing people to unleash their respective genius on the work that you have in front of you. So these things are possible, they're necessary, they may feel a little bit uncomfortable, and they should be sequenced in that way, which is disrupt internally in order to be able to disrupt externally. And if you choose to do that, you will win.